Well, good morning, guys. As you can see, I decided to go back to my my old intro for now, and I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking on the one that I tested out with you guys. I got a lot of good input on it, and then I got some stuff that said, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know. So maybe I'll just do a little bit of tweaking. I'll cut it down so it's not so long, and then we'll go from there. I'll do another test run of it, but I'm by no means a professional at this, so I'm just kind of winging it. But anyhow, right now we're headed to Hudson, Wisconsin to take a look at a set of tires. I found a set of 15 538s, and I think that would be a good candidate for the M. I know I actually put the 13.6 on there at the show, but I needed to do something to get me by, and I had those sitting there. So what my plan is, if I can get these 15.5s, I'll put those on the M. They're a little big, but they'll work fine. And then I'll take the 13.6s, those spare tires that I had for the M, and put those on the H, and then all I have to find is a set of tires for the F20. So that's kind of my plan. It's probably going to be the least expensive route to go, rather than buying a new set of 12 438s for the H and a new set of tires for the F20, and then probably a new set for the M eventually. If I can get by for 5-10 years with a set of tires I paid $150 for, that's a pretty good deal with tubes. So we'll see what happens, but let's get on the road here and stop at the bank, get a little cash just so we're prepared, and we'll see what these tires look like. Oh, and I think the gentleman that I'm going to see is on yesterday's tractors as well, so it'd be nice to kind of meet him and find out what's going on in his world. So we'll talk to you guys in a bit. Well, as you guys can see, we got some tires in the back. They're both 15 538s, and these are going to go on the M, and I got them with tubes for $100 and a half. The only thing really wrong with them, there's a couple of lugs that have a slice or two in them, but it's not that bad, and that's really about it. A little bit of weather checking, but not bad at all. So they'll go on the M, and then those 13 638s that I got will go on the H, and then we just got to find some tires for the F20. So we'll get on the road. We got about 45 minutes to go, and then we'll be done. Hey guys, well, we're over here working on the M. I didn't do much. Well, I guess I got the tire that we put on at the show off, so I pulled that off, and then we're sitting here. There's one of the tires that's going to go on, and here's the other 15 538. Like I said, there's a little bit of weather checking in the sidewalls, but it's got great tread on it. So we're going to go ahead and start putting this one on here. I'm going to set up the camera. Sorry about the air conditioner noise, but I'm going to set up the camera so you guys can kind of watch the process. I think you can see. And I've got some spray lube that I'm going to put on the bead so that it makes it easier to put on. lower this down a little bit here. Too much. Got to get one of these tubes in. How are you? Yeah, I got to change both of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the job.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Darn right it is.
Have a good day.
You too. Basically, I'm just trying to get the valve. Lovely. Essentially, here, you got to get the valve stem, you know, got to get the tube in and the valve stem lined up with the hole, and then put your keeper, it's like a threaded plastic nut, get that on there, and then feed the tube in all the way around and try to make sure it's not twisted inside here. And try and do it without popping it, without putting a hole in it. helps to rotate the tire around and kind of feel where the tube is at. Get my spoons. Make sure the tube's not in the way. This isn't going to be as easy as I thought with just me. Now let me see what I can think of here. I'm going to have to devise a plan to maybe if I take a ratchet strap and tie it around here. That'll help hold this tire in. Let me pause the camera. Alright guys, well we got the tire on. It took some fighting, but what I was having trouble with was, because I think this is probably only a 12-inch wide rim, and we're putting 15.5s on it. The trouble I was having was getting the bead of the tire down in the drop center so that I could get the tire spoons in to work the tire in all the way around. But we got it on. Now I always put air in the tube and then let it out to let it settle and then refill it. So that's what I did. But this next tire is probably going to fight us a lot more. So I'm going to start working on that, and I'll let you see kind of how the slide hammer works for that, for those of you who don't know. And I might even have to slide this wheel out just so I have clearance for this hydraulic fluid tank. So I'm going to get the tractor moved over, that way I got room to work on that side. So just hang on a minute while I get everything reset. So this slide hammer, for those of you who don't know, it's got a curved blade on one end and then the slide bar on the other. Basically you want to place it so the curve is curving down into the bead, and then you slide it. And work your way around. Broke loose on this half. Alright, so that's the outside bead. We got to do the same thing to the inner bead now. Whew, it's a lot of work. Alright, well, we got both beads broke loose. So now it's time to get the tire off, so we'll work our way around with the spoons again. Stuck to the rim here. A little rust. Can't seem to get it off the rim here. Alright, give me a minute here. Well guys, I've put 2 different tubes in this thing, and I think I've punctured both of them. So that's like $120 that amount on those 2 tubes. I do have a 13.6 tube, but I don't think it's going to expand enough in a 15.5 tire, so I'm pretty much stuck. I'm going to have to get another tube. So just goes to show you, sometimes these things will fight you till the end, even if it's at your own errors. I'm guessing I probably punctured it with the spoons both times. So not real happy, but I'll just have to get another tube coming and do it again. So this will be the 4th time I've had the tire off this side now. So stay tuned. Alright guys, well, I ran and got a patch kit. It's actually the next day now, the next morning, but as you can see, we got the tire back on. So I ended up taking the whole rim off, just because I thought to myself, well, if I keep pinching this tube, it might be easier to lay the rim and tire down on the ground. That way gravity works with me and the tube will fall away from the bead while I'm trying to put the outer bead on. So that seemed to work. So the patch is holding, the tires are on, and I also, there was a couple cuts in the treads here, and I also took some urethane and peeled back the cut. Luckily it wasn't through the tire, it was just through the top layer of rubber, but I just peeled back the cut, filled it with urethane, and then overnight last night I put a ratchet strap around the tire to kind of put pressure on this so that it would adhere, and I anticipate that stuff's gonna stick for a long time. So I did the same thing here on this cut, but there we go, tires are on. So I got about 15 pounds in each tire. So unfortunately now I have to drive this back in the rain and then get the H. So I guess it's time to do that. So I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm not going to take it with me on the ride over there and the ride back, just because it's raining and I don't want to change out the camera case, and you don't really get a good view when this is all covered with water spots anyhow, so water droplets. But let me go get the H and then we'll get started on that. So stay tuned. Well guys, it's been kind of pouring on and off outside, and I got wet enough bringing the M back over to my buddy's house. So I think we're going to hold off on the H for now. Like I said, that spare set of 13.6s that I originally picked up for the M, those are going to go on the H now. So I got one here, I got one in the back of my truck, and then this other 13.6 that was on the M, I think it's a Goodyear, but it's a 45-degree tread pattern. It's got one small puncture on the sidewall, but otherwise it's in good shape. There's a little bit of weather checking, but not much. So if anybody wants that tire, I'd be more than happy to sell it to you for a good price. But for now, I'm going to cut this video up, edit it, and put it on YouTube, and then later on today I think I'm going to go over to Brigham's and we're going to finally take a peek at that John Deere AE picked up. So that'll be a separate video, but I'm just happy to have those tires on the M, and that's one project out of the way. Now we just got to get the H tires switched out and then save up some money for the F20 and get those tires done. So other than that, I got a lot of stuff, a lot of little projects to do. I got to fix the governor on the F20, find out what's going on there. The Model A John Deere needs a head gasket, so I got to do that. Let's see, the Farmall H, I'd like to do the head gasket in that and get the head off and clean it up a bit and see how the seats look and do that. A lot of little projects, but I don't know if I'll get to many of them before winter. We'll see. Might have to wait until spring when we get the house on the market and into our next place, just because stuff's going to be sitting around tore apart, and I'd rather do it in a place where I can keep it inside. I know I can wrap the motors and stuff in plastic like I did with the M when I put the new head on that, but I just assume keep them inside. So anyhow, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, thanks for wrenching with me, and I'm going to finish with my new intro kind of cut down from the other new intro I made. So tell me what you think of that. And it's about half as long. It's only about 15 seconds versus the 30 seconds, 35 seconds that I had the other one. So tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for Brigham's A video.